Really, Yakuza use a gamepad? How hard can it be with a keyboard and mouse? Okay, I'll use a controller, I'm sorry. Yakuza 0, the Japanese equivalent of GTA. Shut up! Many Western journalists are fooled by comparing Yakuza games to GTA, because underneath the veneer of seriousness lies the most goofiest game franchise of them all. You can play with tiny cars, sing karaoke, play mahjong. Oh hell no, I'm out of here. So you see, there is more to Yakuza 0 than meets the eyes. Sorry Majima. So why don't we start with the first category, the gameplay. At its core, Yakuza 0 is a fighting game, and the fighting is fantastic. Pick one out of 4 fighting styles at a time, and utilize your skills and your environment to pummel all sorts of ruffians that come your way. With a very detailed and a bit grindy skill tree, you get stronger with each unlock, and the controls are easy to learn, but perhaps too easy to get into button mashing if you're not on legendary difficulty. One of the complaints I have is that a few times I had to fight the camera, but it's just best to leave it to its own devices. With a $30 million budget, the devs tried their best to make the graphics look as good as possible, and it looks good from far away, but if you look closer, you will see the polygons, so I can't really say that they're amazing. Yakuza 0 has a fantastic story that follows 2 protagonists, Kazuma, I Never Killed Anyone Kiryu, and Goro Majima before the voices took over. I'm amazed at how the story was designed, like a Gordian knot. It starts simple, but it gets more complex and mysterious at each turn, slowly introducing new characters as you try to crack the puzzle. Literally everything else in the game can be shit, so long as the story is movie level good. But it's important to note that the quality in how the story is told can vary depending on how much money Ryuga Gotoku Studio had that day. From awesome pre-rendered cutscenes, to decent in-game cutscenes, to the and the music is so subarashi, as the Japanisha mentioned would say over there, due to the way it riles you up like your mom on Saturday night, and how the music changes whenever you change your fighting style, and how good it is during cutscenes. Perfect score, nothing more to say. For replayability and originality, there's not that much, because much of the formula is the same as in other games prior to this one, albeit with a few differences like the cabaret and real estate minigames. And if you consider replaying this game again, get ready to spam that E button faster than the combos you make during fights. In my personal experience of playing this game on the computer with no graphics card, I played this game from start to finish at around 27 frames. So if you have a potato core computer, you can play this game just fine. But now that I'm rocking the RX 6600, the frame rate is just fine. Probably due to its relatively small map size, I know Kamurocho and Sotenbori at the back of my hand, where I know everywhere where's what, whereas in my city, I step outside my house and I forget where my nearest Lidl is. And I really want some Chocolino Fit right now. For character design, do I really need to say anything about them? You know who this guy is, don't you? Everyone knows it's Kazuya Ichiban, and who can forget trendy youth and middle-aged man. Now, the pacing is very hindering at times, as the first chapter consists of 80% cutscenes and 20% gameplay, so if this is your first time playing, it'll take you over an hour to be finally left to your own devices. The amount of cutscenes and dialogue you'll be going through puts Kojima to shame. Must be all that plastic surgery Nagoshi got, but I love how Kamurocho and Sotenbori look during this time period. Okay, can we just quickly go over the pronunciation, huh? Whenever I watch a Yakuza video, these people definitely have some intellectual disabilities, because the moment a word is not in English, they spaz out and pronounce Japanese words like Kamurocho or Sotenbori. Motherfucker, I will snap your neck. You've played the entire game. Have you been listening to how the characters pronounce the names of the districts? Wallahi, you better learn the pronunciation before you make the video, or I will smite you when you stand. Are we clear, Yachmar? Anyway, during this time period, everyone had cash for days, the neon signs were everywhere, and Japan was set to conquer the world. Then in 1991, the bubble burst and 10 years were lost. I wonder what started all that. There's a fair amount of customizability you can have, which at times doesn't feel like it all matters that much. I know, but listen, for me, Yakuza 0 has a lot of micro customizability, like your HQ, your pocket car, fishing rods, while the macro stuff like your weapons and equipment doesn't feel like it's that big of a deal. Why does it matter if I have a code on me if I'm going to beat this guy with a bicycle in a second? Legendary difficulty does not apply. The only exceptions would be the encounter finder and card watcher, which are good utility items. Normally when I watch a cutscene that's supposed to be a real tearjerker, I don't even flinch. But when I watched that cutscene with Kiryu and Nishiki, It was one of the rare moments when I felt shocked and disturbed from the way it played out to the raw emotions the voice actor delivered. I had to pause the game just to collect my thoughts from what I just witnessed. Yakuza 0 does not shy away from these gut-punching themes, and it sends some strong messages that get you thinking about what it means to be a good man, and that as long as you tough it out to the end, you're strong. But for every yang, there's a yin, which are all the goofy moments during sub-stories, and of course, the great sex machine himself, Mr. Libido. Because of the uncompressed game files, modding is easy to make, and there are a lot of good ones, like the combat overhauls, HD textures, but this one is definitely the best one.
Kill yourself now!
But achievements are a fucking nightmare. Sure, a vast majority of them are easy to get, but finishing the completion list, getting all parts of Dragon and Tiger, and the worst of them all, the stupid catfight achievement, I fucking hate it. You know, fuck this shit. The UI during gameplay is minimal and nice, which I like, while the menu has a lot of tabs which you will never ever use. Who's the little bitch that read all the tips, huh? I'm sorry for calling you a little bitch, I was overreacting. For Immersion, I think it's alright. It's nice to walk around town, admiring the scenery, but the NPCs definitely all look and act the same, except the ones you meet during sub-stories. But one cool thing that makes me feel immersed are the people lighting up my cigarette in Sotenbori after finishing cabaret minigame. Yeah bitch, I'm the boss. There is a lot of content in Yakuza 0, a bit too much for its own good. Do you really expect me to learn how to play Mahjong so I can complete the completion list? Or Shogi, or any other game that's not played in the West? You really think I'll collect all 90 telephone cards? You must be out of your damn mind. Also, if you never bothered to check the game files, you can find some nice wallpapers, avatars, and 2 comics. And I love it when the devs do that kind of stuff. For $20 on Steam, you're getting a really good deal. So why are you still watching the video? Go buy it! Yakuza 0 is definitely the starting point for any newcomer seeking to journey through the 9 circles of hell, so better say your prayers before you delve in. Here's what I've done throughout these 184 hours of playtime. And getting the total score of 166 out of 190, I give Yakuza 0 a final score of 8.74 out of 10, which is a boat stamp. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Goodbye.